panel discussion too. Rishia, please. Yes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second and final session of the Industry Academy Meet. I am Risha Kapil, and I welcome you all. The esteemed speakers of the second panel are Mr. Shivaji Singh, who is the DGM and Head of HR, JU Agri Sciences. Sir will also chair the second session. Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, CEO and Founder, Clover Organic Private Limited. Mr. Sachin Nandwana, Co-Founder of Big Heart Agro Private Limited. Dr. Dinesh Chauhan, the Director, Indicram Group and Chief Operating Officer of ISAP, which is the Indian Society of Agribusiness Professionals. Mr. Saurabh Agarwal, who is the founder of Stevia Biotech Private Limited. Mr. Sunil Bhatt, who is the Head of Research and Development in JK Agri Genetics Limited. And lastly, Mr. Sachin Kumar, who is the founder of Sartoj. The question and answer round will be at the end of this session. So please mention the name of the esteemed speakers you wish to ask your questions to. I wish to start the second session by introducing Mr. Shivaji Singh, who will also chair the session, who is the DGM and Head of HR, JU Agri Sciences. Sir is an alumni of Veer Bahadur Singh Purvanchal University. He is a certified professional in Human Resource Department with an 8+ years of experience in retail, insurance, media, and consultancy sector as a recruiter and HR generalist. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Risha. So it was really a pleasure to hear the veterans, I would say, and entrepreneurs, professionals, a visionary leader like Mr. Chauhan and Mr. Silvamurthy. So really interesting. I was hearing everything very carefully. Right. So I started my career 14 years back in HR sector. And in the beginning, I chose media as my core field. And I worked the media for a couple of years. Then I worked with the call center, then retail. Risha has already introduced me. When I was switching my career to agri sector, or maybe you can say farming input sector, I was pretty confused. Right, I was not sure about this sector, what this sector is all about. And when I joined farming input with half-heartedly, I was not sure. So one of my seniors told me, "Oh, it's a sort of fantastic sector. I think you need to explore this." So 7 years before I joined this sector, so I worked with a company called Coromandel International Limited, which is the largest fertilizer company in India. Right, they are second largest super sulfate phosphatics. So I had a fortune to work with them for around 5 years. Then after that, I joined JU Agri Sciences. So JU Agri Sciences, they have, if I talk about the group, they have close to 100 years of chemical exposure. So JU Agri Sciences was founded by Mr. Vedant Jhawar around 12 years before, and they have grown significantly into last 12 years. So this group is led by a very visionary and a great leader. So I was, I became part, and eventually I lead not only HR, I also lead media and social media, vertical. Both the segment I am leading. So eventually I got a chance to do a bit of R&D, and to understand this sector. 7 years before, I thought to get into the groove. So what I did, I started traveling across India. Started meeting with the farmers, and to get to know about Indian farmers. Right, I was told, they are literate, they don't, illiterate rather, most of them are illiterate, they don't use technology, etc. So I met more than, 2,400 farmers personally that were in extreme states, and I met a lot of retailers, dealers, and I have traveled, all the premium Institute of India in agri sector like, PAU, HAU, Pantnagar. Even I am associated with Amity for last, believe, Ms. Nalini, I believe, 7 years, right? So it's always an honor to be there with Amity. So I learned a lot, and I learned that India is not doing that bad. We are doing great, in fact, right? Bit of communication, bit of knowledge transfer to the farmers can bring phenomenal change. So I did a project, I believe I did 4 years before. How to transmit the knowledge, like a lot of knowledgeable people are here who are sharing the screen with us. So I thought, this knowledge is with us. How to transmit the knowledge to the farmers, million farmers. If you conduct farmer meetings or something, there is no channel as such. So that was the project. So I did the project, and I've been successful to transmit the knowledge to some millions of farmers, right? So which was phenomenal, and farmers appreciated. So that was my being in HR. I was not domain expert yet. I explored the segment. I did some marketing activity as well. So I have both exposure of marketing as well as HR. So without taking much of time, I welcome everyone, and I would like to share a small presentation which I have. And after that, I would like to hear from the esteemed speakers from different sector, this thing. I'll share my screen. Yeah. So given was very interesting, in fact, right? So I had to do a lot of research. So most of the things you've already heard. So I'll only talk about the key highlights, right? So so we are presenting today about impact of COVID-19 on agriculture and food business, right? So since I'm in the same sector, I'm in farm input sector, so I could clearly see what are we doing, what I did a couple of years back, and what we are doing now, right? So this is a esteemed panelist which is already introduced. So this is the current agriculture scenario, and we'll talk about the impacted scenario then. So we are the largest producer. India is the largest producer of milk, pulses, spices, tea, and jute, and we are second largest producer of fruits and vegetables, poultry, rice and wheats, fish and cotton. And if you see, agriculture dividend is more than 58%. And in any form, 44% of Indians are somehow employed as a labor, as a farmer, or somehow in farming input sector. So this is the largest employment sector for. And how how it has impacted, I mean, how COVID-19 has impacted entire, you can say, the value chain of this industry. It has impacted agriculture input. We talk about seed, fertilizer, crop protection, farm equipments, irrigation, agriculture, and insurances. It has also impacted farming. It has impacted storage and logistics, which I think the previous panelist has already spoken about in detail. Mr. Tripathi, I believe, has emphasized about the impact of COVID on the logistics. It has also impacted processing and ancillary services, and ultimately the consumption. If you see hotels, tourism industry, everything is badly impacted. See small stores, mega malls, unorganized and retail stores, vendors, right, hotel, restaurants, coffee shops, everything is impacted. So what challenges we faced during the Kharif? So I would like to throw some light upon it. So what farmers were worried about, and this is practical exposure. I recently traveled, some part of north and east of India, and I saw, that they were, farmers who I spoke in person, as well as this stat suggests, they were worried about the high cost, right? Unavailability of, sort of quality products. That was again a challenge. Farmers faced some of cash crunch because of, 2 months, 3 months of, a long lockdown. That was also a big challenge. We saw a shift in crop, pattern. Now they are moving towards, the crop which take less of labor in the farm mechanism. This is also impacted. So now around 15% farmer. This state, the numbers given maybe sort of 1% higher or lower because the sample size taken is lower. Actual sample size is pretty high. So we see that 50% farmers are using home delivery services, which probably never happened before COVID-19. The labor situation, if we talk about, because we run manufacturing plants as well as farmers, what they are facing. Now, family has involved in the business due to lack of, farmers, particularly Haryana, Punjab, MP kind of states. So, increase in DSR, direct showing of rice plant. That trend we have seen, that has changed. And herbicides, particularly usage of herbicide has increased, heavily. In our company itself, we have shown around 43% surge in sales volume in herbicides. So what challenges are anticipated in sales in the coming months, maybe, or year? One, we have seen that, we have seen restricted shop timing. Maybe after second surge of, COVID cases, we may see more stringent action. So which has impacted lower footfalls to the shop of retailer, overcrowding the shops during peak season, right? And we have seen, 3 months lockdown, which restricted movement, which has impacted logistics very, very heavily. And we see a trend that farmers, due to cash crunch, is moving towards more of credit than they are shifting their loyalty from brand to maybe local brands because of the credit thing. Because of the cash crunch situation. So 26% of the grower reported to have faced challenge in seed purchase in Kharif 2020. What are the challenges? If you see, 40% of the sample size says they have seen surge in or maybe increase in the seed prices. 24% says they have seen non-availability of preferred brand, which I told you already, because of logistics or maybe some other factors. 15% says that long wait time for purchase due to limited shop opening hours. The morning and evening were the restrictions, which again we can see in the coming months. 15% farmers said multiple visits to get seed of their choice because of unavailability. They had to go multiple times to the shop. 10% says retailers not giving credit. 10% says lack of information on new seeds and variety. Limited time at retail shop because shops were open for very few hours, let's say a couple of hours. So they had no time to explain about information and related to seeds and all. So these are the major challenges farmer has seen in the Kharif. And now what is most important for us, because we are in agri sector, farming input sector, we see significant or maybe a shift of dimension. What are those? What are the emerging trends, which is very, very important for for the people like us who are industrialists to catch those trends and make our business plans or maybe strategy accordingly. So we see crop pattern has shifted. As I told you, from intensive labor to less labor kind of crop pattern we have seen. Shrinkage in brand loyalty, because brand preferably has that sort of credit length period of 120 days or maybe 100 days. Now due to cash flow, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think we can take some major key points because time is a constraint.
Sure. I'll quickly touch upon and close in maybe in 2-3 minutes. So shrinkage in brand loyalty is another shift which you have seen. Yeah, shift from transplanted to DSR rice, increase use of WhatsApp, and now even farmers are using WhatsApp intensively, and that has become main stream of communication. Home delivery of on bulk orders, which is new, so which is giving us an opportunity or maybe an area to try into e-commerce area. Connecting via Zoom. In JU we are conducting farmer meeting, dealer meeting via Zoom, right? Increase reach of agri e-commerce. So these are again some stats. See 30% spend time has increased on television. Video messages 25%. 25% increase in print and post advertising at the shop. We see 23% product info on SMS, and calls by company representatives has grown by 18%. 30% farmer WhatsApp meetings are conducted. Has increased by 30%. 25% field demo. 25% increase in YouTube product videos. Door-to-door widgets has increased by 23%. Meetings applications like Zoom, Google Meet has significantly grown. So it's grown by 18%. So you've seen that farmers are using now, around 90%. We have seen 90% surge in uses of digital wallets. In the new normal, most companies are reaching out to retailers through Zoom calls, WhatsApp, Facebook Live, which I have already told. In Zoom, we had a sort of a chat show with Saurabh Ganguly, where we invited thousands of farmers maybe and a lot of retailers, and the entire team was connected through Zoom. So this has become one of the very prominent tool for us to connect with the dealer and farmer. So the bottom line is channel partners opine that online interaction with the growers will probably take time to build up and be as productive as other means where personal interaction is involved. With this, I conclude, and I would love to hear from other panelists. So over to you, ma'am. Nalini, ma'am, over to you. Yeah, thanks for giving me the time.
Right. Thank you so much, Shivaji. Yes, Rishya.
Yes. Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. You gave such an insight, and it was an apt insight in the current agricultural scenario in India. Now, I would like to invite our second panelist, Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, sir, who is the CEO and founder of Clover Organic Private Limited. From childhood, sir liked to be outdoors and carried a great passion and love for nature. The inspiration to start Clover was to protect and conserve nature. Sir believes that natural resources must be preserved